I'll be back someday, up to on away. Welcome, campers, leaders, and everybody in between to The Crowcast, a talk and squawk podcast about
Brigade and Onaway. Thank you guys for coming here to listen. Hello, vault dwellers and wastelanders out there. This is Ross Rooster Huff, and I'm joined here again by Ethan.
Hey there, folks.
Hey there, folks. And we are here to do another episode of Crowcast, the actually best performing podcast of the Vault 420 array.
Wow.
Yep. We're at like over 120 listens right now. So thank you, listeners, whoever's been, anybody through the organization or anything that's been listening. We appreciate you guys and other people that have just been chiming in just because you thought this podcast was about the movie The Crow. That's honestly, I think I had someone at work that he thought that's what we were doing and started listening and goes, oh, this isn't about The Crow at all, because he's a big Crow fan. But he said he liked the episode anyway, so that was cool. So why don't we go right away into just how life's been going. Personally, I've been doing a lot of organizing. Cleanliness is next to godliness. I think that's always heard that, and I always thought it was stupid. But the cleaner I have stuff, the better I can maintain my ADHD, I feel like, with a more organized surrounding. So
Amen to that, brother.
yeah, no, I think that that's really where we have, I don't know, just a tendency to, when we're younger, be a little more slobbish. And as we get older, you start seeing the benefits of why your parents were yelling at you and telling you to clean your room. He's like, you'll think much better. No, I won't. I think fine now. Yeah. So, yeah. That really, what I've seen in my own personal life, that I guess physically I tore my muscle. So I've been kind of trying to take it easy on that aspect. And it's forced my hand to use a little more of the mental and the other stuff, which I honestly need a little bit work. Yeah. I personally, I think I said last episode, been doing therapy. It's been going great. I feel like I can tell when I'm maintaining my composure during situations. And I was getting angry there for a while because I wasn't getting angry. I was bottling it all up. So then I learned how to let it out. And I learned, hey, you're letting way too much of it out. And now here we are, learning that there's a balance just like everything.
Yeah. Balance and composure is like the number one thing that you got to maintain.
Yeah. No, it's hard though. You know what I mean? Like, it definitely, the world around us, the way everyone's so explosive, especially on social media, it's so hard to like maintain that kind of composure. And it takes an active effort and remind yourself like, hey, no, let's not fall into that. So I'm sure, I don't know if any of you listeners have felt that way, because I know, I think that's just a universal thing. But
got to learn to give people grace.
Yeah, give yourself grace is another one too.
Oh yeah.
The amount of grace that you give others is astounding at times when you're a people pleaser, and when you find yourself beating yourself up because, end of the day, think of every little scenario, whatever. That's the time that you got to stop yourself and go, hey, wait a second. No, just own your decisions for the day. And if you felt like you did something wrong, try to be better tomorrow. Be that little bit extra better. Just grow a little bit. My own self at my very best all the time is unrealistic. I never really liked that part of it, but like, it's something to strive for. It really is.
Yeah.
I think that it discourages the fact that you can't always be your best. Like, sometimes you just got to veg out and just take care. And that comes into taking care of yourself mentally. And I don't think that that's really what they meant by that or anything, but
sometimes your very best is just recognizing that you need to take a break.
Yeah,
and just
exactly.
settle down and take care of yourself. Just respecting your own boundaries.
Yeah. So what have you been up to lately, Ethan?
I'm also back in therapy.
Nice.
That's been going well.
What are you using? Using BetterHelp as well, or?
It is similar to BetterHelp. I actually my therapist switched services.
Okay.
So I followed him along to the new service.
Yeah. Well, you'll find a good therapist. Yep.
Yeah, somebody that you vibe well with,
Yep.
somebody that actually understands you is the biggest thing. Because if you're not vibing with them, you're not going
to work.
Yeah, it's not going to work the way that you want it to. But
I lucked out.
Yeah. Yeah, just focusing on the mental side of things. A lot of life changes recently, and just kind of rebuilding a lot of my own routines and such.
Yeah.
Just being by myself and respecting my own time. And it's a big thing. Like there's a whole lot more time in the world when it's just one person, you know?
Yeah. Yep. No, it's crazy when you really find that and start just worrying about just yourself. It opens up a whole different world. So I know that personally in my life, there's times that I've had to pull back, and even when you're with someone, that needs to be done. And that's a hard thing to do when you're when you're partnering with someone, because a lot of times you don't want to be selfish. Especially when you're a people pleaser, you're going to want to try to do what you can to help the other person, and they're going to do what they can to help you.
The biggest thing that I've been trying to do is making sure that if I'm filling somebody else's cup, I want to make sure that they're filling mine.
Yes.
And if you're just constantly pouring into other people's cups and not worrying about your own, you're just going to end up draining yourself.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's an interesting way to look at cups. I always picture a mental cup and all the things I pour into it and how it overflows, and you can't pour any more into it if it's overflowing already. It's funny how we use little analogies, things in our heads. Like one of the things that I recently did, like when I got so many scattered brain things going on, like I'm worried about like 4 or 5 things, like, oh my God. And then it piles up. It feels like so much. Mm-hmm. I drop in the plates. A guy that spins the plates, everyone's seen, I don't know if everyone's seen it, but if you have, it's a pretty cool little trick. A guy will run around and keep a bunch of plates spinning. It's pretty impressive, but it takes talent. And one of the things that it takes is being okay with letting some of the plates fall, because you can pick it right back up and get it going again at any point. But you want to make sure you're keeping the big plates spinning. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we tend to let all the plates fall because, well, those plates be spinning and you're worried about all of them. Yeah. But sometimes you just got to be okay to let a few of them fall. And I'll mentally actually tell myself, let the plates fall, and picture plates falling. And it's really helped me lately. I don't know why, but it just definitely was one of those things that stood out to me in some of the analogies that I've been finding and trying to apply to my life.
Yeah, that mental visualization of the metaphor really just kind of helps you embody that concept.
Yeah. So on a different subject, are you excited for camp?
Of course I'm excited for camp.
We are a week away, and we are just freaking excited.
I bet somebody knows exactly how many hours it is until we're up there.
I don't, but someone that's listening probably does.
Yeah.
Do you know it?
I don't.
Oh. we are not that in tune to the hours, but I know there's people actually that have apps where it shows on your phone.
6 days, 17 hours, and probably a handful of minutes.
Yeah, there you go.
Something like that.
Yeah.
This is going to be released, and it's going to be inaccurate.
I was going to say, yeah, it's not going to be accurate. So, but that is when we are recording it, so hopefully I can have a good turnaround. I do plan on trying to get this out before camp so that you guys have some time to listen and get stoked about camp as well. I talked to our fearless leader, Brucey, a little bit today, and he's totally game for doing some of these podcasts live. Not actually live. They will be recorded live at camp. I will not be able to upload them till after. And there's a couple stipulations, but I think it'll be a lot of fun, and we're looking for a little shorter form on this. So if we're going to be doing them a little more frequently, or releasing them at least a little more frequently, we can get together and record a few, and then we can timed release those to you guys, so we can cover a few topics, and you guys can listen to them in your leisure and don't have to worry about trying to figure out when you're going to consume a whole hour-long podcast.
Yeah, and if there's anything that you guys want to hear us talk about, just send us requests.
Yeah,
we're willing to talk about anything.
Oh yeah, we're pretty easygoing guys. I think that's why we both want to kind of get other people on too to interview. With camp coming up, a lot of people are busy. We ourselves are very busy getting our own life sorted out, and as everybody else is. And I think that it's always fun because the people that go to camp are very motivated individuals that do keep themselves very busy. A lot of times we don't get together as often as we'd like, but there are certain people, that like to really try to get everyone together. We love you. And I think that's awesome that there's people that try to really keep those bonds, and I love it. Like, I've done comedy shows and guys have showed up for me, and I mean, you've done shows. I'm sure people
Oh yeah.
showed up and stuff. Wheezy's doing his thing now, and I see him posting on his stuff. That's our Wheezy's in the band as well. We're hoping to
Traveling
do
Suitcase.
Yeah, that's a Traveling Suitcase is pretty impressive. They're a great band. They've done a lot of just gigs in the area and even traveling around and stuff. He's a busy boy. I hit him up for interviewing before camp. He might have to be an at camp interview, so that's going to be one you guys can listen to.
Yeah, and he's going to be playing at the Mile of Music next weekend as well.
Mile of Music? Okay, wow. That's awesome, dude. So he won't be up to camp right away.
I might have the weekends wrong. I think it's the weekend of the 28th, I want to say.
Yeah,
So,
yep. So it'll be he might have
half.
to leave camp early.
Yeah, leave a little early there.
All right. Well, that's good to know. But yeah, he's he definitely is a huge asset to the band. He is one of the easiest going guys ever too.
Phenomenal.
Actually, most of the guys in the band are.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we have like pretty good vibes always. That's why when we did the band split,
Yeah.
it was like kind of, I don't know. I hope some of the kids believed it, but
The
I
band-
know we knew better, but
The band gets along so well because we rarely see each other.
yeah, I know. So that's like when we do get together, it's like old friends seeing each other.
Oh, yeah.
So should we go a little bit into the camp I went to?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So I got an opportunity to go to S.O.A.R camp. Have you ever heard of it?
I have.
Any of you other listeners, if you don't know, S.O.A.R is an organization through the Fox Valley that focuses on children, teens, adults that are special needs, whether that be physical or mental. They find a way to make things more accommodating and find groups to get together and do things together. Every year they hold a camp at, guess where?
Camp On Away.
That is correct. And it's so cool to get to another chance to go there because my daughter just reached the age where she can go up now, and they start at 14 and then go from there. And we had adults there too. It was one of the most delightful camps, and I could honestly talk about it for hours, but I'll try to sum up my experiences here. It was just overall so mentally cleansing to be around people who don't try to hide things between the lines when you're talking to them, who are just genuinely themselves. And with that comes the genuine anxiety, but like they're just saying it. They say things that others are afraid to say, some of these people, and it's awesome. I love being around it. There's adults that have Down syndrome, some that are on the autism spectrum, and every one of them is perfectly able to do some of the most amazing things, and they showcase that at camp, and it is beautiful. We had one camper who he was so much fun. He wanted hugs from everybody, but unfortunately he's a little much too huggy, and so a lot of people had to like tell him. And that's one of the things that I think as caregivers are big on is like, don't allow him to give too many hugs, otherwise he'll keep taking them. And well, who doesn't like a hug? But he sat down behind a piano and they put on organ. He put on an organ setting on it, and this dude played some of the most beautiful church music and sang. But it just was amazing. He really blew me away, and it showed me just how much that every one of these people is able to do. You can look at any book and you can judge it by its cover, but don't. And that was the big lesson I continuously was learning throughout the week, is how able these people are. And I was glad that my daughter found a community that she is accepted. She was in cabin number 5.
Very nice.
Yes, a good cabin. That's the cabin that House of Keck stays in for the work weekends or work weeks. And that's where we find our home. And we have a lot of fun when we're there. And it was awesome that Avery had to have a lot of fun in the same cabin. And it was cute because her favorite place on the island was Cabin 5. She got her bunk all set up and her pictures of Yo Gabba Gabba, which she's obsessed with. And everyone had their things they were obsessed with. It was cool. And so does Ross. So here I am talking to all these people, and I'm like, man, I'm right at home here. And I really, as I look at my own mental state and looking at just how my brain ticks and stuff, because that's what you got to figure out yourself, right? we tend to go look and figure out everybody else first, and then we tend to look at ourselves last. I think a reason for that is because we're trying to see if people think like us, but no one wants to talk about a lot of that stuff. These people do. So you get to talk and have some great conversations and really realize, like, oh man, this is such a universal thing that people are afraid to talk about. How our pride and prejudice really come into play as neurotypicals. And I call myself a neurotypical because I'm quite neuro. I might be diagnosed neurodivergent, but I feel like I got my wits about me, and I do all right. But I was diagnosed with ADD, would be most likely ADHD, which would be considered neurodivergent. So I never liked letting a label define me, and I try to do the same with my daughter. But it's also good to get awareness out there, and that's where, honestly, for her, some of the struggles she goes through and watching people in public see us, that's one of those things that I don't know. But I'm rambling a little bit on too much about that, not about S.O.A.R camp, which we had a blast at, and I really think that I will be going back year after year well into Avery's adulthood as well as her. She has actually said a couple times when she's seen Onaway things, Camp Onaway, it's been a word now that she's able to say, or words, and it makes my heart happy to see that.
That's phenomenal.
Yep. Check out their stuff. S.O.A.R does amazing things. Camp Onaway, as you all well know, does amazing things. So to combine the two has just been awesome, and I am so glad that I was part of it. You got any questions for me?
What was your favorite part of S.O.A.R camp?
Honestly, all my new friends. I met people that I will now, and it's the same as our camp, right? The friends that you know you're going to get to go back and see year after year, and that's what I'm excited about. This camp had a totally different vibe and gave me ideas for the amphitheater that we need to do to make it a little more able for physically disabled people to access, like, a area to view things. But there's a few ideas rolling, so we'll see if I got to ask some people and see if they're cool with that. But I don't see, I mean, expanding things on the island and making it better, normally no one's got a problem with that.
Leave things better than you find them.
Yeah, and we try to do that at work camp as much as we can. So why don't we wrap this up? I am so excited for camp. I really enjoyed my time, like I say, at S.O.A.R camp. Ethan, I'm going to implore you, you should go, because it's another opportunity to go to camp. But I know that with working and stuff too, you only get so many vacations, and I'm lucky to have the amount of vacations because I've been at the same place for way too long. But it's okay because I'm third generation there. I love it. And so anything to say to sign out?
See you guys at camp.
Yeah, we'll see you guys at camp, and we cannot wait to have some live things and listen to me talk and Ethan chime in every now and again because I don't give him a chance. No, we love you guys. Thanks for listening.
Catch you later.
I'll be back someday, up to Onaway.
2, 3, 4.